What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking a little something different. I was reading an article on HuffingtonPost.com in the Impact section. It was written by Joanne Herman. It's called "When Parents Reject Their Transgender Child." It highlights a book in there by Chris Beam called "Transparent: Love, Family, and Living with the T with Transgender Teenagers." Now, in the article, it highlights some stuff from the book about trans women that, born as males, would, steal their mother's clothing, stash high heels in their school bag, and try and hide it from them, and the parents find out. And some of them end up homeless, get kicked out. One actually even turned to prostitution because it would be easier to prostitute themselves out rather than to prostitute themselves out to support themselves rather than live with an unaccepting mother who wanted to hide it and just kind of sweep it under the rug. Well, after reading this, I got to thinking, I'm one of the lucky ones. My mom now is damn near fully accepting of my transition. She's been working hard on the pronouns and the name and everything like that. Now, when she's mad, she still calls me by my birth name. But I got to thinking about it, and I was thinking, we as transgender people, both trans men and trans women, when we're dealing with our parents, we have to allow them a certain grace period for names and pronouns. I mean, they've raised us from little babies calling us one name and one pronoun. For me, it was Rachel, and she, and her, and my pretty little girl. Now, that's great. That's fine. I never liked my name. It was too girly. But with parents, you have to allow that grace period of it's different for each person. For me, I told her once I started T, she had to definitely start changing it, and she has. Since my changes have set in with a deeper voice and my mannerisms are more masculine and more male, and I look more masculine, and in public I appear more masculine. I mean, when I go places with her, she introduces me when I go places with her, people will ask her, is this your son? You have an attractive son, you have a very, a smart son, he's very intelligent, So she will introduce me as Reggie, her son, to people. In the privacy of our own home, the name goes back and forth, the pronouns go back and forth, and that's different. I told my mother, and this is what I feel that all transgender people should do, is you have to work with your parents. Don't just automatically start correcting them. Because no one's going to pass right away. So when you go out with your parents, after, the first couple months or whatever, start saying, when you go out with your parents, don't let your parent introduce you. Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Reggie. This is my mother. Let people assume things about you. Assume your gender before, and talk to your parents about it, because let the people assume your gender before you're introduced, or you do the introductions so that they're kind of forced to accept your gender, and you're also in a way helping your parents accept it. My mom is to the point that when I'm out with her and I pass, we're walking away. As a matter of fact, just the other day, last week, we went and looked at a house for her. And the landlord was there, and the landlord said, "Oh, is this your son? I thought you were bringing your daughter." And she goes, "Well, this is Reggie." And, "Hi, how you doing? I'm Reggie." Whatever. I'll look at the house because I can visualize things of where that's another video, whatever. I can visualize where things go in a house, and so that's why she brings me. So, in the process of this, I'm passing the whole time. As we're walking away, I look at my mom and give her this little smirk. And she smiles and just rubs my back. Like a motherly, I'm proud of you. She gets happy for me when I pass now. And it kind of helps move her along with the pronouns and the progression of the name. Like the progression of calling me he and Reggie. And as transgender, we have to be understanding to our parents. Because if we're not understanding of our parents and respectful to the fact that they raised us as one gender and has gone our whole lives calling us that gender, if we don't respect that fact, then who are we to ask them to respect who we want to be? I do not feel that if you do not respect the fact that your parents are gonna need time, if you can't respect the fact that your parents need time, how can you expect them to respect your transition? And that's the basis of this video. As a transgender person myself, and you guys know me, I mean, I am semi-open about my transition to my friends. When I'm in public, I am full-on stealth mode. I am Reggie, I am he, there is no female anywhere. Now, I just feel like there are too many trans people out there that expect their parents, because their parents love them and support them in everything they do, they expect their parents to be able to change everything with a snap of a finger, and it's not right. Being gay is one thing. Telling your parents I'm gay and wanting them to accept it is one thing. Telling them that you want to change your gender and your name and everything that you have been for the past 20, 30 years, telling them you want to change that about yourself and you want them to accept it, I don't think any parent is fully acceptable of it at first. They may say whatever makes you happy, but I guarantee they have questions, they have doubts. They're thinking, I'm gonna miss my little girl. Where did my son go? What happened to my son? What did I do wrong? They're gonna blame themselves, which is why you have to give them a grace period. Because they're gonna have questions. They're not gonna know everything right off the bat. You can give them information upon websites, upon books, and they're still gonna have questions because those books and those websites are written by someone other than their child. They want to know what's going on up here with you, with me. They want to know what's going on with you. How did this come to be in my child? So, you have to give them time. You have to give them a grace period. You have to sit down and you have to talk to them about it. Because if you don't talk to your parents about it, they may never accept it, and you will lose probably the biggest part of your life because you expect them to accept everything at the drop of a dime, and it just can't happen. I mean, you're changing everything about yourself that your parents have grown to know and love over the past X amount of years of your life. They can't just wake up one day and call you he and Bob, hypothetically, because you told them the night before, I feel like a man, I'm going to live as a man, I'm going to have a sex change. It's not going to change overnight. It's not even going to change within a week or a month, and probably not even a year. That is why it is important to talk to your parents. To sit down and talk. The way you explain it to your friends is the same way you need to explain it to your parents. Because they're going to have questions. they're going to want to know what's going on. They can read information. They can go on Hudson's Guide. They can go on transparent.com. They can go on, My Child is a Trans... They can read the book, My Child is a Transsexual, What Do I Do, They can read all these things, but they are written by someone else and about someone else. So it is important that your parents know what is going on with you up here in your mind. That being said, sorry guys, hold on. Sorry. That being said, I'm making a vow right here, right now on YouTube for all of you to see. My very next video, before I do any more updates, before I do anything else, I am going to do a video with my mother. So that you can see the changes that my mother has made for me over the course of 3 years. This has been 3 years. This is not just since I started tea. She has been growing to accept this and to know this for 3 years. So, I'm going to make that video with my mother to show that, parents can be understanding, given time, given information, and most importantly, getting to know their child for the transgender person that they are and as the man or woman that they wish to become. That being said, guys, I will see you next time with my wonderful mother. You guys have a wonderful week and a great day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one. Peace out. Shout outs to the friends, Beck, my boy, Cameron, much love, and 7 Blunts. You inspired me, boy. That's what's up. Peace.